Have you ever seen a pilot emerge from the ready room wearing a suit that looks just like a NASA astronaut's? At first glance, you might think they are heading into space. In reality, however, they are simply preparing to fly an aircraft within Earth's atmosphere. That aircraft is the U-2 Dragon Lady, one of the most legendary spy planes still in active service today. What makes it unique is not just its secretive missions, but also the fact that every pilot must wear a specialized pressure suit that is virtually identical to an astronaut's gear. So, the question arises, why does a pilot need such a suit? The answer turns out to be far more terrifying than you might imagine. To understand the reason why, we must look at the extraordinary capabilities of the U-2 Dragon Lady. This aircraft was specifically designed for strategic reconnaissance, missions at altitudes exceeding 70,000 feet or approximately 21 kilometers above sea level. That is nearly twice the altitude of commercial airliners, which typically fly at around 35,000 feet. At such altitudes, the sky begins to darken. The curvature of the Earth becomes clearly visible from the cockpit, and the atmosphere becomes extremely thin. Air pressure is merely a fraction of what we breathe at ground level. This means human survival is virtually impossible without special protection. Pilots face not only temperatures that can plummet to minus 60 degrees Celsius, but also an environment physiologically very similar to outer space. The biggest problem is not the cold temperature. The real danger is the extremely low air pressure. The human body requires a certain amount of pressure to keep blood stable within the blood vessels. If the pressure surrounding the body drops too low, body fluids can begin to boil, even if the temperature remains normal. This phenomenon is known as ebullism. Under such conditions, water in the body's tissues turns into vapor, causing severe swelling and a loss of consciousness in mere seconds. Without protection, a pilot could lose consciousness before having the chance to take any action. Even if the cabin loses pressure for just a few seconds, the consequences can be instantly fatal. That is why this specialized suit is not merely a uniform. It is a life support system. The pressure suit maintains pressure around the pilot's body, enabling them to breathe and survive in the event of an emergency. Without the suit, the chances of survival are virtually non-existent. Upon closer inspection, the U-2 pilot's pressure suit bears a striking resemblance to an astronaut's suit. And that is no coincidence. The technologies share many similarities. The suit is completely sealed. It incorporates systems for ventilation and pressure regulation, as well as a connection to supply pure oxygen during flight. Before takeoff, the pilot must even breathe pure oxygen for about an hour. This process aims to purge nitrogen from the bloodstream. Failure to do so could result in decompression sickness, commonly known as the bends. This condition occurs when nitrogen bubbles form in the blood due to a rapid drop in pressure. It can lead to severe pain, paralysis, and even death. Consequently, every stage of preparation is carried out under extremely strict procedures. Flying the U-2 is no easy task. Reconnaissance missions often last more than 8 to 10 hours. Throughout this time, pilots must wear a heavy pressure suit that significantly restricts movement. They have to eat through a special tube attached to their helmet. Even hydration is managed via a specialized system built into the suit. Pilots must also maintain absolute concentration because the U-2 possesses unique flight characteristics. The margin between flying too slowly, causing the aircraft to lose lift, and flying too fast, risking structural damage, is extremely narrow. This condition is known as coffin corner, a flight regime where the margin for pilot error is razor thin. A single minor mistake can prove fatal. So, the reason U-2 Dragon Lady pilots wear astronaut-like suits isn't just to look cool. It is because they operate in an environment that closely resembles outer space. At altitudes exceeding 70,000 feet, air pressure is extremely low. Oxygen is virtually non-existent, temperatures are extreme, and a single cabin system failure can become life-threatening in mere seconds. The pressure suit serves as their only line of defense, enabling them to complete their missions safely. Despite the increasing sophistication of satellite technology, the U-2 Dragon Lady remains in service today, proving that this legendary aircraft still plays a vital role in modern intelligence operations. Which do you think is more demanding? Being a standard fighter pilot or a U-2 pilot who has to wear an astronaut-style suit for hours on end while airborne? Share your thoughts in the comments section. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on other fascinating military documentaries. See you in the next video!